Today's episode is sponsored by Starcox, your business building dream team for business owners who want it all but can't do it all. Whatever is taking time away from your zone of genius in your business, let Starcox handle that. Whether you need branding, social media management, systems and automations, website or landing pages, sales and marketing, content creation, and more. Sherry and Jesse and their team of experts are your one-stop solution to implement the projects that have been keeping you stuck while you focus only on your favorite parts of your business. Get unstuck today and scale your business with the Starcox Dream Team. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our bonus call of the Money Attraction Challenge. We're on day 3 of the challenge, and I have got a treat for you. And I'm going to make it worth your while, because wait until you meet these 2 incredible guests of mine that I'm going to share with you guys tonight. So I just wanted to ask, I have had the pleasure of jumping on some calls this afternoon and talking to some of you, and I was so moved by the just insights that you all got from those 13 money traumas. So if you are watching and you had like a light bulb moment, like an aha moment from the money traumas, can you just say that in a comment? Let me know, like, mind blown, Tasha. Like, literally go ahead and type that. My mind was blown, because all the conversations that I know I had today, and we've been, all of us, chipping in, doing calls, because we have hundreds of you that signed up for calls, and we're so excited about it. And those that I got a chance to talk to this afternoon, oh my gosh, just to hear from you what the conversation earlier today about money traumas really did for you, and just to give you the awareness that you have been suffering and struggling and not understanding what's getting in the way, and just how hard and difficult that has made it for you. And now it's like the light bulb is on, And if that's a gift you got from being a part of this challenge, I'm grateful, even though I know you got more than that. And I know tonight you're going to get an incredible value from these 2 friends. They're just, that's what they are, really, friends and my peers, and 2 people that I admire and respect deeply. And if you see me sharing this platform with anyone, they are fully vetted, because you guys are my little babies. You're in my little container, and I have to protect you. And I'm only bringing you the people that I know are in alignment with this work that we're doing, and your commitment to change and transform. And if you know that some of your friends were on today and you want them to be part of this, to hear about how they can start the process of healing money trauma, go ahead and tag and invite them. That would be amazing. Lorraine, thank you for such value. These challenges always keep getting better. I do what I can. I keep, just doing my best to over deliver to you, because that's my commitment, is that we all just become aware of the stuff that gets in the way with money, and have solutions and access to solutions that can change this, because none of us need to suffer or work hard or not enjoy life completely, when there is a way. There is another way. All right. So here we go. I'm going to bring on my first guest. This lady I have known for years. She is affectionately known as Ilene, the Heart Healer, because that's absolutely what she does. I'm going to bring her on right now. Look at that face. Like, who doesn't just want to be sitting right next to her? The love is just oozing out of you. And Ilene, when I thought about who can I bring on to really support us, because I'm not sure if you got a chance to watch today, but it was pretty intense.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So, so many people after that live were like awoken, just aware of deep money wounds. And for many people, they had every single one that I listed. And I said, okay, I'm not going to be in integrity if I open that can of worms and just leave everyone to deal with that. Whether you're able to continue and join our program or not, I have a commitment to you this week. And I want you to know that's what you can always expect of me. I am going to support you wherever you are, however I can. And so I thought, who would be the best person to come on that I know and I trust and I respect and admire her work, his work, but I know in the healing realm would be perfect to come on and with love, just give us some tips and some tools around right now, having gone through that today. What would be in your infinite wisdom if you could just share, sitting there with the awareness of, oh my gosh, I've gone through a lot of trauma, what would you share and recommend as some ways to begin to deal with that?
My joy. Thank you for inviting me. I cannot believe it was over 5 years ago that I went through this divine program. Yeah.
That's right. Like, I even forgot that little tidbit. Not only have we known each other for a long time.
Yeah,
Ilene has also been through the program.
We met before that, but the program was over 5 years ago, just like unbelievable.
Wow.
So I did listen this morning and I participated. I wrote down my numbers that
me too.
Part of my experience as well. And I've been very thoughtful about that today in preparation for sharing tonight. And as the heart healer, I just want to say that my soul purpose, right, is to remind everyone that it is your soul purpose to remember how to be a loving presence in your relationship with yourself first. And when we embrace that as being the sole reason for everything, the core reason for everything that happens in our lives, it makes it so much easier to just simply ask the question, how can I be more loving in this situation with me? It's not narcissistic. It's not selfish. It's not self-centered in a way that is to be judged. It's why we're here.
Yeah. Can you just pause for a second? Because I really want everyone to hear that. And if you've been watching me for any amount of time, I'm going to tell you to type, because when you type, I know you got it. I know you got it when you type. And I told you, I explained the science as well behind it, that it sinks in at a deeper level. Let's just leave it at layman's terms, right? That is why I want you to type. So what I just heard from Ilene, and I want you to receive, is that today you recognize that there's been some very traumatic experiences in your life related to money. And what Ilene is saying is, how can I love myself more right now? Like, in the awareness of, oh my gosh, I've been through so much. And then the next question is, all right, and how can I be more loving with me right now? So can you go ahead and type that, all of you that are watching? Ilene, did I language that correctly? Would you
Perfect.
Got it. Yeah, just how can we be more loving in light of the awareness that we had today? Yeah.
I wanted to share a couple of principles and a tool, right? In light of our sole purpose for being here, to remember how to be loving with ourselves. One interesting tidbit that you might consider is, for every 15, that's 15, bits of data per second that you are consciously aware of, there are 11 to 15 million bits of data per second that you have no knowledge of.
Wow.
Yeah, breathe in on that one, and I'm going to repeat it.
Please.
For every 15 bits of data per second that you are consciously aware of, there are 11 to 15 million bits of data per second that we have no knowledge of.
Wow.
They are based on Ho'oponopono, which is the ancient Hawaiian process of forgiveness, as most people know it as, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, right? Based on this practice, everything that we identify as a problem, issue, or challenge, and money trauma would fit into one of those categories for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is at the core memories replaying from our subconscious mind.
Yeah.
And when we think of ourselves as energy beings, quantum physics tells us that everything is energy, just vibrating at different frequencies or rates of speed. So what appears solid, like our bodies, right? Or the foods we eat, or the homes that we live in, is really still energy.
Yeah.
Our thoughts, our words, our emotions, everything is energy. And so the essence of everything that came before us, no matter what your spiritual beliefs are, is in the energy of our DNA. So when we talk about ancestral or familial traumas, or the things that get passed down from one generation to the next, right? Like abuse or beliefs about money, it's all within this energy field that is us.
Yeah.
And whatever it is that is the problem, if you can think of it as memories from somewhere, 11 to 15 million bits of data per second that you have no idea where it came from, because you don't need to in order to clear it, right? What you have is an awareness that then gives you a tool if you desire to use it. It's the easiest tool that I know of, and it is the most powerful. And I say it from personal experience, of which we have not enough time for me to go into it. I will say in one brief sentence, I healed childhood post-traumatic stress disorder with my mom.
Wow.
With that relationship. I was blessed. In 4 months, there was a huge shift. And when she transitioned to spirit 2.5 years later, I knew that I had done exactly what I had promised to do, because she died peacefully. And so did I. Allowing that process, I was able to be with it and be at peace. That's how powerful this work is.
Yeah. Yeah. And what I love listening to you is that, today we brought up the awareness of our experiences in this lifetime with money trauma. But I had a conversation with Tanya this afternoon, and we were just sharing with each other, that it's even beyond our own lifetime experiences. It's what our grandparents have had happen, and great grandparents. I mean, I think I had Kazia on once before, and she said, it was 15 generations back. That's all being stored, DNA coming along. So just imagine you did today what you know about, and you checked 13 of them off. Imagine all the generations before you, and that's all here. And that's why I have Ilene on, because what we're going to do right now, what I'm hoping she'll share with you, I just want you to know is such a powerful tool that will begin this healing process for you. And, there's just, what a blessing. What a blessing. I hope you're feeling as grateful as I am that she's here and willing to share.
So there's an interesting statement in Ho'oponopono. It comes from Shakespeare. Dr. Hulen, my teacher, basically says that Ho'oponopono is largely to be or not to be free of memories, which are the cause of all of our suffering. I like to morph that a little bit and say intentionally, because I was thinking of the bear story you told this morning, right? That it is to engage or not to engage. That is the question. What we focus on, and this program so beautifully fosters the awareness of this, what we focus on is what expands and grows.
Yeah.
Now, add to that awareness. So the bear holding the kettle, right? And for those of you that didn't hear this morning, go listen to the replay from this morning, right? Holding that as a protection, right? As was innate for the bear to do, was engaging with the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And what we don't want to do is engage with whatever we identify as a problem, issue, or challenge. We simply want to initiate the clearing of it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Can you say, I love you? Go ahead and type that. Type, I love you. Not only is it easy to say, but it's easy to type. Is
So
it
good.
not?
So good to say. I'm jumping in. I'm doing my part.
Right? I mean, seriously. So the prayer is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. But you can say it in any order. You can just say, I love you repeatedly. You can say thank you repeatedly. But being very left-brained and Virgo, I like some things in form. I love the details, which is why I love to teach this, because when you're left-brained, well, it's really over here, but when your left-brained is satisfied with an understanding that makes sense, your commitment to doing or using a tool tends to be more consciously made and more consistent, shall we say.
Right.
So I like to create Ho'oponopono clearing statements, and I'm going to give you the form of it, and you can use it for anything and everything. Keep in mind, what it is you are essentially initiating the clearing of whatever the cause is, those memories replaying from your subconscious mind, right? You are initiating the clearing of it by God, divine creator, or by whatever name you refer to your source. Because we just established that there is no way that we can know the all of what it is that is the cause of the problem.
Right.
So we turn it over to the presence that knows where all the energy frequencies are that are the cause for the problem. For tonight, our focus is our money traumas. Whatever is limiting the flow or the consistent flow of financial abundance to us in large amounts with no limit. A container that's ever expanding, as Tasha would say. We talk about the container. We don't want to make our container too small. So consider this language. T-O, whatever memories are in me that are the cause for any limitation in consistent flow of financial abundance to me.
Slow down. Slow down.
It'll be on the replay.
Virgo in me needs every.
Okay. So it always comes out different. So to whatever memories are in me that are the cause for any limitation, let's change it, in my financial abundance on any and all levels. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Or just I love you repeatedly, or just thank you repeatedly, or say the phrases in any order that pleases you.
Wow.
The more we say it, the more we are initiating those patterns that we have no idea how many there are or where they are to be cleared. So when you adopt this as a way of being, you add it to your toolbox and you make a conscious choice. That's your superhuman power, conscious choice to utilize this prayer to initiate the clearing of whatever the cause for your limitation and flow of financial abundance is, right? The more you do it, the more you keep clearing it, the more it keeps expanding. And the way it works is it's cleared from you because we're not asking for it to be cleared from anyone or anything other than us.
Right.
That's what we're initiating the clearing of. God, divine creator, takes care of the rest of it. It is cleared not only from us, but it is cleared from everyone and anyone who holds the same patterns of energy. So when you do this, it's like a public service act. You're supporting all of humanity that also have this issue. And it gets cleared through time, space, dimensions, realities, back to the beginning of creation.
Yeah. And for those of us that are parents, And we know how we've walked with these money wounds and what it's
Right.
felt like and what it's
Right.
cost us. Talk about being committed to clearing it and
Right.
ending it. You know, I mean, there's public service, and yes, I'm all about making humanity better, but my kids, I want to tell you, why am I going to wake up every morning and say this and say it throughout the day and at night? My kids, right?
Absolutely.
Do not, like, this ends with me. So this, some people are asking to repeat it. So I'm going to say it again for you guys. To whatever memories are in me, to whatever memories are in me that are the cause of any limitation for financial abundance on any and all levels. So basically, whatever the memories are in me that are causing the limitations of financial abundance, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Like, we don't need an extra explanation of how that's going to work, because logically that's just right there, cleared. I get it. You know, beautiful.
You know, there was a comment made during this morning's session. It's not money's fault, right? It's not your fault either.
Right.
You can't know the all of it. Less than 1% do you have a conscious awareness of why there is a limitation in the flow of your financial abundance.
Right.
So just keep accepting 100% responsibility for it, with the understanding that you only know less than 1%.
Yeah.
And just keep initiating the clearing. I promise you it will help. And you can apply this to anything in your life that you identify as a problem, issue, or challenge.
Oh my gosh, what a blessing. Thank you, thank you, thank you,
thank you.
Now I have a surprise for you that I've been besides myself to say. Because really nobody knows this. So you guys, you know, for the last 2 days, I've been inviting you to type the word support, to book a call, to talk with us so that we can enroll you in our program. This program is 120 days. It's all my wisdom. I'm going to take wherever you are right now and ask you, where do you want to be 120 days from now in the person you want to become and the financial results that you want to see in your life. My job after you tell me that is to show you how to get there. And for every single day, I'm going to be with Diane, who you'll meet tomorrow. We're going to be giving you exactly what you need to do each day so you can create the results. So for those of you that we've been in conversation with, and those of you that have been brave enough to type the word support, and you know you're going to get on a call and you're going to enroll for this program, what you don't know is that Ilene and the other amazing person that I'm about to share with you are going to be teachers in that program. They're going to come in and do their own class. Ilene's going to continue this conversation. I'm sure you want more of her. I want more of her. And so that is part of what we're putting together in the program. So those of you that have already signed up, surprise, you're getting more. You're getting more. And those of you that know we have yet to talk and you want to talk, go ahead and type the word support, and it will give you a message in Facebook Messenger for you to book a call. But what I want you to know is I am so committed to the transformation that I know can occur in you that I've literally handpicked the best of the best of the best to take this journey with you. So yes, you can thank me. You can thank me. Feel love. But Ilene, mwah, thank you so much for being on with us tonight and for being a part of our community. All right, my love. Okay, here we go. The man of the hour. Who doesn't want to talk to a guy that's going to tell us all about how to use our feminine energy? And guys, if you're watching, this applies to you too, because this is a man's man that's going to tell you exactly how to use our feminine energy as part of the healing process. So without any further ado, strap yourselves in. Ladies, be pre-warned, you're going to fall in love with him. I've already told you it's going to happen. So just get ready, because this guy, he's just where it's at. So here we go. Mr. PJ!
You are so silly. That is so kind of you. Hello, beautiful people. I'm so glad to be here. It's such an incredible honor to be with one of the most amazing human beings on the face of the planet, Tasha Chen.
Oh my
She's delicious on all counts, isn't she? Kind, loving, insightful, wise. And think about how she held all of us this morning, even through her own tears, going through the 13 traumas, profoundly changed many of our lives, including my own. I didn't realize there were so many challenges. I was writing them down, or so many traumas. I was writing them down and putting an exclamation mark before each one that was me. I put exclamation marks in front of 10 of them, and then exclamation marks inside parentheses that were like, I think probably, but let me look at those again. And so I went back today after that session, redid what I was going to do for you tonight, practice this to make sure it actually works, just so that we could get some really, truly delicious stuff. Because it's really important that we recognize masculine energy does certain things, feminine energy does certain things too. And Tasha exemplifies the feminine for all of us.
Oh my gosh. Now you understand why you're all going to fall in love with him. Do you get it? Do you see what I mean? Like, I just had to sit back. I was like, Tasha, you're in the screen. Oh, PJ, thank you so much. And I'm excited to hear what you have for us because this sounds new. So please take it away.
All right. So listen, when trauma occurs, what is the natural reaction? Right? The natural reaction is to stop it, block it, protect yourself, run away, defend yourself in some way, right? But listen to my words. What is your natural reaction? A reaction is a slave action, meaning there's no choice there. When a trauma occurs, our natural reaction is to protect ourselves in some way or some way get away from that situation, which is protection. Sometimes that means we get small. Sometimes that means we change our belief. Right? Because the programming that was given to us directly or indirectly causes our belief to change how we think about the world. And what's worse is it compromises our own identity, how we think about and believe about our own selves. And this is where the challenge occurs when we're wrestling with who we are. Like, I'm almost in tears just to think about how crushing that is to be like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this world. I feel completely lost. Why? Because that's been challenged. Your identity has been challenged. So how do you restore that identity? How do you reconnect with the soulful you, the real deep connection of who you really are? First, let's look at this, right? Think about armor. Think about like you're under attack. What's the first thing you want to do? You pick up a shield, maybe, right? And you pick up the shield. Maybe their assaults are a little bit more aggressive. So maybe you put on a breastplate to protect your heart and your body cavity, right? Really deeply to protect your heart, right? Maybe they're saying some terrible things to you and they're just mean and obnoxious, right? And so you put on a helmet because you don't want to see it, you don't want to hear it, you don't want to like have it seep into your brain, so you want to protect your brain. And then maybe you've gone so far that you reach out and grab a weapon and you start attacking. And none of this is you. None of this is you. You don't like it. It doesn't feel good. There's a natural resistance to it. Why? Because I don't want to fight. I don't want to yell. I don't want to argue. I don't want to be attacked. Why can't we get along? Why can't we love each other? Why can't there be connection? Why can't we stop and have this conversation? Why can't we talk this through? Right? I'm willing to listen. A quality of the feminine. I'm willing to listen. Think about intimacy and sexuality, right? The difference between the masculine and the feminine. The feminine is open and soft and receptive, except when she doesn't feel safe. Then she closes and she tightens the muscles and she does everything she can to protect herself. And the problem is that when you have money trauma, you continue to make an effort to protect yourself. That means that you're always closed, you're never open, and you're never receptive. And this isn't the way the feminine works.
Pause. Whew. That's a lot. When you have had a money trauma, you're closed, you're trying to protect yourself, and you're not receptive. Can everyone watching understand just in that alone? Like, my whole thing is, can you understand what's going on? You know, I asked you today, can you type I see? Can you understand? You're closed, you're not receptive, right? And it's like you have this armor on, you've got the sword, you've got the breastplate, like you're just like at war with money because you're just not in your feminine. You're in protection mode.
Mhm.
Isn't that amazing?
And the word agony means, the root of the word agony, agon, means to be at war with.
Hmm.
So if you're in agony, you're at war with yourself.
Hmm.
So what are you at war with? You, the conscious, deeper, soulful part of you is at war with who you've theoretically become. And you've theoretically become this person. You've adapted or adopted this story that you don't believe, that isn't true. You know it's not you, but you don't know how to let it go. You don't know how to put it down. Listen, I can never give you anything unless you let something go, unless you open up to receive it. That's the only way you're ever going to be able to receive, is to open up. So if you're holding a pencil and I want to give you a dollar bill, you have to open your hand to receive it. Even my handicapped hands, my disabled hands, I will find a way to be open to receive the flow of abundance. There's always a way. So do me a favor really quick. Everybody take a breath and then pause for just a sec and now exhale. Exhale, 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 exhale. But then when you get to the exhalation, the end of it, exhale even more. That's what people don't do. We hear all the time, take a deep breath, a little more. There's always more, right? There's this idea of taking in more. That's great and wonderful. But do we let go of everything? When you exhale fully and completely, you open up to receive what is fresh and new. But you have to be willing to let go of the old, the stale, the stagnant, the no longer useful. Otherwise, it makes you toxic and poisons you.
Mm.
Yeah. Is this okay so far?
Yes. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Okay. So listen, one of the beautiful things about the feminine energy is their openness and their receptivity. And what does that translate as? It's a method of listening. It's a method of receiving. It's a method of understanding. It's a method of connecting on the deep level because they become open. The feminine energy, whether you're male or female, the feminine energy is a soft energy. It's open. It's receptive. It's a place that you can plant a seed for that seed to blossom and to grow beautifully, because it's only in the feminine that real creation occurs. Real birth comes from the feminine. All things are born of woman, right? Somebody out there is like, well, what about seahorses? I get it.
I don't think any seahorses are on with us tonight.
No, maybe we're okay. So listen, this is really important. How do you handle this? The really important piece is that you need to find out what the message is in the trauma, because the trauma creates a reaction. That reaction is an emotion, and emotions, much like email, are simply a messenger. The email might have an attachment, so you download the attachment, you read it. Now you have that lesson, that knowledge, that wisdom, that insight, the piece of understanding. And it's the same with the emotions. So if you have a pen and paper, you might do this right now as I chat a little bit. Look at one of the 13 traumas that really impacted you this morning. And I did this for most of them this morning and throughout the afternoon. I've spent my entire day almost completely focused on this. And so think about one of those, just one of those 13 traumas, money traumas that you might have experienced. And then think about below that, think about, well, what were the emotions that are tied to that? And let's say for me, there was hurt and frustration and confusion and disappointment. Okay. And then take each one of those separately, right? And remember first that anger is always a secondary emotion, which means that if you're feeling anger, there's other emotions that came before it. Sadness, hurt, embarrassment, confusion, frustration, disappointment, any of these kinds of things. So you want to unpack the anger also. So unpack the message, right? And look at let's say you're looking at hurt. Maybe the hurt is, I can't believe that, this person did this to me, and it embarrassed me and I'm hurt by it because I thought that I could trust this person. Well, what's the message in there? What's the lesson for you? Could it be, well, I don't want to trust anybody? It could be. But does that feel, and as ladies, does that feel natural for you? Or do you want to say something different, like, and not even just the ladies, as the men out there too, and you're feminine, and that feminine energy, does it feel good to say, I don't want to trust anyone? No, because that isolates and that creates separation. What if instead you look at that and don't say things like, well, I'm never going to. Change it to the positive. What's the benefit, right? So if I look at the hurt, and for myself, I might go, okay, I was hurt by something that my grandmother and grandfather did, and that hurt my mom. And so I was hurt that she was hurt. So what did I want to do in response? For me, I said, well, I want to make sure that my mom feels loved. I want to make sure that anybody who is financially not as solvent as my grandparents were also feels loved. And I want to make sure that those people feel like they matter and they're respected and they're equals to the people that do have money. And so what happened is I downloaded all of these messages and I looked at all of the lessons, the knowledge and the wisdom and the insights that they brought me. And what happened is it started to reveal my true integrity, kindness, love, patience, generosity, the fact that I want people to feel loved, the fact that I want people to feel equal, the fact that I want people to feel lifted up and like they matter. This is my true integrity. This is my true identity. And as I did that with each one of the emotions, with each one of the traumas that I went through and each one of the emotions under that, what happened was there was a release. So if you can do that even now as I speak, with every single one that you find the meanings or the messages or the lessons or the wisdom or the knowledge or the insight, each one of those that you do, you'll find that you get more and more open, more and more light. And your mind can go back and try to find those emotions. And if you look hard enough, you'll find them. But if you just sit there in the natural state and you go, wow, like I don't really feel that anymore. And even though the emotion might still be there slightly, one of the benefits is that when it's even there slightly, you go, okay, maybe I haven't unpacked everything. What else do you want me to learn? What else is true to my identity, to my integrity? Who am I really? And then all of a sudden the wisdom is shared once again. And then that pain, that emotion, that sadness, that hurt, that frustration, those negative emotions dissipate because they're just messengers. They no longer need to be there. And what's left is a space of openness and receptivity, just like the feminine. And this is important because what it does is it allows you to allow abundance. You sit in that space and you go, wow, I actually feel like I can receive now. I feel like there's space. I don't have my shield up anymore. I feel like there's space that I can receive. And it feels natural. And it feels peaceful. And it feels present. And it feels open and relaxing and delicious and true. And I want you to understand this too. So many times people struggle with the word deserve, right? Oh, I deserve this. Do I deserve this? Do you deserve this? Oh, I don't know. Like there's so much judgment on myself because I've taken on the identity of what other people have said about me, even though I don't, at the deeper level, I know that that's not really true. So I don't know if I deserve, and there's this tearing back and forth. But when you do this exercise, you don't have to worry about deserving. Why? Because you realize that there's just a place of allowing. And once the allowing is there, natural gratitude can come. The gratitude for the space, the gratitude for the natural flow. Now listen, let me say one more thing. I could talk for hours, as Tasha does, right? And I want to honor and respect the time, okay? So I want to say one more thing. If you look at the word deserve, it comes from Latin, and it comes from deservere, okay? And I know I always want to say deservere, like it's Italian, right? But it's not, deservere, right? And what does it mean? It means to serve well and zealously. Let me ask you, ladies, and the few gentlemen that are smart enough to be here, wise enough to be here, do you care about other people? Do you love other people? Do you not want them to suffer? When you're in that feminine energy, do you want to nurture them and take care of them? So let me ask you, do you serve others well and zealously? And I'll bet the answer is yeah. Why? Because that's your truth, that's your integrity. Let me ask you another question. If you serve others well, then do you deserve? The answer is yes. Because the answer is yes, I do serve well and zealously. So yes, I deserve. Let me ask you one more thing. Will you please take time to nurture yourself? Will you please take time to pour into yourself? And will you please serve yourself well and zealously so you realize that there's space for you to allow the abundance of the universe because it wants who you are to be rich and delicious.
I fell in love again. Oh my God, I'm in love all over again. And now I have all these other women that I'm going to have to fight off for your love. You are so incredibly, ladies, I know PJ and I did a Facebook Live a few weeks ago now. Like, time is just passing so quickly. But on that live, he said, I just want to be a good man. And I've not forgotten how it felt for me to hear him say that, because for me, he's an amazing man. And for all that I've done in service to all of you this week, if you could just give me this gift of blowing up this Facebook feed and telling him he is an amazing man, I would be so grateful. Because you just need to know, like, I'm sure but you like need 1,000 people telling you. So right, here they go. You are awesome, PJ. Please go find him on Facebook, PJ Dixon. You want to follow him. You want to be in his world. And for those of you that are going to come on this journey with me and Diane for the 120 days, you're going to get some more PJ. I know you want more of this. I know you do. And him and I had a discussion about what he's going to share in our program, which I'm really excited about. And, just everything that I've put together for this 120-day journey. If you've been here for 3 days, my friends, and you're like, I need it. This is the thing I tell people. I get on these calls. I'm like, I hope you weren't expecting a sales call, because that is not what this is about to be. So I'm going to say it again. If you've been watching, the one thing I know, and Eileen said this, is that, and let me bring Eileen up so we can just say night before we all go. The one thing I know is that everything is energy. And I trust in this process that I have said yes to serving all of you that showed up to this challenge. So I said yes to doing that. And I am genuine, sincere, and real in my sharings. I trust that you feel that energy. And if you know that the support that you need is here through me and through these two amazing healers that I've brought on and their wisdom that they have, and you feel it. I'm not going to sell you on anything. There's no need. You feel it, this is what you need. And I'm just going to ask you to just set up a call, type the word support. Let's get together and talk, because when we start this 120-day journey, I would love for you to get more of these two. I'm sure you saw from this little time tonight, just the invaluable, how do you say that? Like the invaluableness.
I like yumminess. I mean, yumminess is good.
Yumminess, PJ. I'm hearing PJ say the deliciousness.
Deliciousness. I love
Deliciousness works. Deliciousness works.
And what's in store for you? So I'm just going to put that up here right before we go. And as we say our goodnight, go ahead and type support. Check your Facebook Messenger so that you get the message about how to book a call, and let's talk and get you enrolled. Yes, we have hundreds of you that have already done that, but my commitment is to serve those of you that are serious and ready. And until the doors are closed, they're open. And you're in store for some life-changing stuff, right? So let's just book the call and let's talk. You two amazing friends of mine, what would you like to say to the wonderful people that have showed up tonight?
Eileen, after you.
It has been my joy to be here. I love Tasha. I love all that she embodies and stands for. Her heart is true. She is a woman of integrity, and I've been through this program. I know how fabulous it is. So that's the best testimonial I can give. And I want to thank everyone for the privilege of sharing this time with you, and to be able to be partnered with Tasha and PJ tonight has been really a joy. Thank you. I'm sending out blessings of love and gratitude. Thank you.
Oh gosh. I mean, do you see why my life is so amazing? I get to hang out with people like this. Oh, I mean, thank you for being on and for your time and wisdom and love.
My joy.
And Mr. PJ?
I would like to leave you with a quote from The Course in Miracles. Miracles arise from a miraculous state of mind. Miracles arise from a miraculous state of mind. I love you, and even if I don't know you, I have mad love for you.
Mwah. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for being on with us tonight.